In my opinion, this was the sequence that won Gordon Ryan the match against Nicky Rod. And when I broke this down in a previous video, I mentioned that I wasn't entirely sure how he went about maintaining control of the back. But let's break it down now. You can see Nicky does a beautiful job initiating this headlock escape. And Gordon's left hand is just kind of hovering here before he goes in for a claw grip, which is often used as a way to remount as you're losing control of the back. But in this situation, it wouldn't make sense for Gordon to remount because we're in EBI overtime. And if you lose control of the back, even if it means you're going to mount, that means the round would be over. So Gordon kind of uses this fake threat of a claw grip to get Nicky to come up on top. And Gordon immediately relinquishes his claw grip and brings it back to the same position it was hovering previously. But now this time, since Nicky's trying to get up to top position, it's acting as an inside bicep tie, which prevents Nicky from establishing an underhook on this far side and being able to get chest to chest. Now the next step is for Gordon to clear this headlock grip, which is pretty much a collar tie. And there's a very popular move in wrestling called a slide by, where if your opponent has a collar tie, you're able to clear it and work towards their back. And an important aspect of making this move work is to look completely away from your opponent, because that is what's going to clear the collar tie. So as Nicky's trying to work his way up on top, Gordon looks down towards the mat, which clears that collar tie and allows Gordon to maintain control of the back. Now, I wish I could take credit for this, but this is all the comment section. Gordon fakes a claw grip like he's going to try to mount, so Nicky sees it as an opportunity to turn into his guard. Gordon then takes a thumb post / bicep tie, denying Nicky the underhook. Using the thumb post to create space on the far shoulder allows him to shoulder shrug, slipping his head from the crossface. And another comment here saying that Gordon is basically doing a slow motion slide by. I'm a big advocate for giving credit where credit is due, and I'm just really grateful that a lot of jiu-jitsu nerds gather around this channel and share their insights. And because of all your support, I got the opportunity to chat with Steve Kwan from the BJJ Mental Models podcast. Now, this podcast is one that I listen to every week, and it's had a huge impact on my jiu-jitsu. So to be honest, I was super nervous going into this interview, and I don't remember much of what we talked about.
What happened? I blacked out.
So I'm excited to listen to it again as well. But from what I remember, we talked a lot about my process as far as analyzing instructional content, which I've outlined in a free PDF down below as well, and how I go about analyzing competition and rolling footage, which is something that Steve and his team are very well versed in because it's something that they offer as part of their premium service. Now, today's the day I'm officially launching my course on half guard passing, and the first 100 people to purchase it are going to get 3 months of free access to my outlier community. Now, the course is on passing half guard, but what it boils down to is basically solving this problem here. Now, keep in mind, I've never felt a Gordon Ryan body triangle, and I'm sure I'm missing some elements of this sequence. But when Nicky decided to try and get on top of Gordon, I think he did so because he's drilled so many reactions to avoid bottom position.
Why the fuck would anybody be on bottom? Doesn't make any sense.
But even though this is a correct technical response, in my opinion, if you're in EBI overtime with a headlock grip with your back flat on the mat, it is a terrible decision to take your back off the mat and try and reestablish top position. And in this situation, it would have been a better decision to just keep your back flat on the mat and accept bottom position because the round would have been over. And I truly believe that this is a result of our training methods being designed around drilling responses as opposed to becoming better decision makers. And the way I go about solving this problem in the course is by focusing my attention on what I believe to be the handful of techniques that are the most effective ones at passing half guard, and doubling down on those techniques so we have a really good understanding of how they work and connect with one another, and implement training methods that are designed around making you a better decision maker. So you're not just reacting, you're making decisions based on your opponent, based on the time left in the match, based on the rules of the event. There are a ton of factors that go into making a good decision, and having an appropriate technical response is just one of those factors. I've talked about this previously as what I believe to be the biggest change that Giancarlo made to his game since joining New Wave. And in my opinion, this is the reason why Nicky Rod won't beat Gordon anytime soon. Now, with that said, I can see a situation where Nicky wins a match against Gordon. However, even if that were to happen, I would consider that more as a testament to the athletic differences between the two.
Trick 5, fuck.
At the end of the day, I'm going with the person that I think represents the best jiu-jitsu that can be replicated and taught to the average person. And in my opinion, that's Gordon. And I don't see that changing anytime soon. Now, today is the official launch day of the course, so if you're interested, be sure to jump on it quick so you can be one of the 100 people that are going to get free access to my outlier community. And I hope you enjoyed this video I made, which is a course preview that outlines what I believe to be the 2 biggest takeaways of the course.